guys, it's Christmas Eve. This morning I decided to come set up in a small box blind that's probably 100 yards from that lock on where I shot that 6-point in. We've been having, there's 2 bucks that have been coming out that are mature. Neither one of them have really substantial racks, but I'd like to get them at least on video if I decide not to shoot one of them. One of them came out again last night, so I know that they're not far. I'm hoping all these deer out here are still bedded, and they'll get up and start moving because it's been so cold. Just had a coyote come out, and I think I spooked him because I've got some wasp in here, and I was trying to kill some of those wasps standing up, and I saw him trot off. I tried to make kind of a squirrel noise to see if I can get him to come back out, so I press record on the camera just in case, and he did come back. Then when I shot him, he's laying out there in the middle of that small plot. I think there was 2 of them. I saw them run through a pasture. It's probably 400, 500 yards from me, probably 30 minutes ago. I'm hoping that maybe the second one will come back out, so I'm going to keep sitting a little bit longer. And so we'll see if we have any luck with him. This afternoon I went and set up on the clear cut that I'd hunted in a previous episode. The wind was blowing really bad, but once everything calmed down, I saw some movement kind of right out in front of me, and I looked and I could see some antlers, so I didn't bring my binoculars with me, so I actually had to look at them in the scope, but it looked like 2 bucks fighting, and once I kind of zoomed in on them with my scope, I wasn't sure if it was a 5-year-old to start with, and then once I kind of saw his body a little more, I knew he wasn't. So at the time I couldn't decide if he was 3 or 4, so I just let him walk. We got to watch him chase some does around and fight with that other buck that was there. It was actually a really good sit for me. I haven't seen that much activity in quite a while, in that amount of time. It was a group of probably, I don't know, there was like 7 does that those bucks kind of were messing with. We're still probably 3 or 4 weeks away from the rut really picking up here, but they are starting just to kind of chase them a little bit. Probably another 2 weeks and we'll actually start seeing some good chasing. But we decided to let that one walk tonight. I didn't want to shoot him, not knowing how old he was. And I knew by looking at his body, he definitely wasn't any older than 4. And after looking at him, once I came back and reviewed the video, I think he's probably a 4-year-old. I hope the neighbors or anyone else that hunts right over there could let him walk. I know most people probably won't. around here, but I'm gonna let him go because if he does make it to next year, hopefully he'll get a lot more mass. He could be a really good deer.
Down the track, I'm going home today. Click clack down the track, Louisiana way. Click clack down the track, going home today. Click clack down the track, that Louisiana way. How far I roamed, yeah, I miss my home. Let the train roll on to the sacred ground. Click down the track, I'm going home today. Click clack down the track, Louisiana way. Click clack down the track, I'm going home today. Click clack down the track, Louisiana way. Met some fine young friends where the world ends. Let the train roll on to my sacred ground.
I'm gonna throw some burgers on the grill for tonight. Tomorrow morning I'll probably come back and sit back here at the farm. The wind will be perfect for it. We'll sit in that same box where I shot that hog at. And the last few nights I've had one of our 2 shooter bucks come out in this plot. He's not coming out in daylight yet, or at least not that I can see on the camera. But we're gonna give him a shot, and hopefully we'll have some luck. Last Christmas morning, I came back here to the farm in the small box I sat in when we shot that hawk. It's been really foggy so far. I haven't been able to see anything, and I don't think the deer have been moving much, but it looks like the sun's about to start breaking through this fog here. So hopefully we'll start getting some activity. It sounded like our neighbors just shot on the south side of our property just a few minutes ago. I've been checking my mulch rehab. We haven't had any deer moving on any of the other properties we have. So hopefully once this fog breaks here, we'll start seeing some activity. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for this morning. I haven't seen any deer. I thought once that fog broke loose about an hour ago that they'd really start moving, but they haven't, and the wind's starting to pick up and the temperature's starting to really get warm. So I'm going to call it quits for this morning. Go do Christmas at my grandfather's house, and then we'll get back out somewhere this afternoon. I may go back and sit where we sat yesterday afternoon, just because that 4-year-old buck was messing with one of those smaller does, and she may be probably 2 weeks away from being an estrus. So I may go sit over there just to see if there's any more bucks that come out, just because of the volume of does that are coming out in that big field. On Sunday morning, I decided not to hunt yesterday afternoon. It was probably like 76 degrees around 2 or 3 o'clock, so I didn't want to come up here and just swat flies all afternoon. So I waited and came back this morning. I came back to the same stand where I sat on the other night and watched that 4-year-old 8-point and those does run around. It's about 7:30 now. I haven't seen any deer yet. This fog is really bad, but it breaks about every 15 minutes or so. So I've been able to see okay, but there's just been no deer moving. I saw a giant buck on my way here this morning on the side of the road, a few miles away. So they may have moved a little before the sun came up, but I'll probably try and sit till around 10 o'clock, just in hopes that they'll actually start moving here in a little bit.
Well, I'm just heading out now. Right when I was going to get down from the stand, I looked back as I was packing my bags up and saw probably a yearling doe cutting across that clear cut. So I sat for just a few minutes to make sure there weren't any other deer behind her, and I didn't see anything. So I got out of the stand, came back, and just unloaded everything here at the farm. So I'm going to work for a bit and then head back to Birmingham. In 2 weeks, me and Tyler are heading to Texas to hunt. The guide there has been sending me pictures of a few really good deer. So we'll be there about a full week. Hopefully we'll have a really good week and we'll get some good video. But I'm going to wrap it up for today and head back up to Birmingham.